So here we go, people. We are back again with another Specna Arms primary rifle. As you know, Specna Arms has been in Europe. Europe. Anyway, Specna Arms has been in Europe, but not so much in the UK. Oh my gosh, everything sounds like Brexit. Sorry. Specna Arms, has been in Europe, not so much in the UK, but they are now branching out into the UK, America, around the world, and this is their second helping on my channel. This is the Specna Arms H06 M1 carbine. However, I just wanted to quickly show you how cool their website looks. I mean, look at this. It's like an online brochure. In fact, it is. It's literally an online brochure or catalogue where you can flick the pages and it looks very nice. Very nice. Today's video is powered by Gunfire and Specna Arms. So, here we are again with another Specna Arms rifle. Now, you remember, hold on. Thank you. Now, remember when I said I am pretty much tired now of ARs, M4 type rifles? And rightly so, I got a bit of a telling off. I was reminded that there are many new people coming into the hobby / sport. And just like me when I was new, so I can't really be a hypocrite, I really wanted an M4 type rifle. So who am I to start reducing the type of M4s that I showcase on my channel? So having said that, here we are with the Specna Arms H06 or H06 M1 carbine replica. But you know, even though I said what I just said, I just know you're still gonna get those that will always say and think, oh no, not another M4. Nice. The one thing I have noticed about Specna Arms, very nice little package when you do buy one of their rifles. So, as always, you've got a very nice little catalogue which you can obviously unfold once you get your cellophane off. Then you get the main instruction manual and of course your quick change spring system. In fact, they call it something else. Enter and convert. Very tactical. And of course you have your test certificate, and just like the other one I unboxed, a nice sheet of Specna Arms stickers. But this is where you really do get good value for money. Apart from the rifle itself, which I can't wait to show you, it's a really nice finish on it, they supply you with an alternative spring, a nice Specna Arms lanyard, and what's this? A key for your mag. And here is the said mag. Loving the markings that it's got on there. It's just not a plain old mag like that you would normally see. And I believe somewhere down there is your unjamming rod and cleaning rod. But you all know what those look like by now, so let's get to the rifle itself. Very nice weight to it. Loving the black and the tan configuration. When I first started out in Airsoft, I hated it. I just preferred an all black rifle or an all tan or dark earth. But I'm really loving this now. The whole grip, stock and rail system being in tan or dark earth. Very nice looking rifle. Feels very solid. And do you know what stands out for me immediately? Sets it apart from your standard M4 type rifle is number one, look at the sights that you get on it. They're not your bog standard. They're what you would normally expect to find on an HK. Number two, look, Look at your QD sling points. They're at an angle here on either side. You know what? Let me just complete that picture. Oh, what a beaut. So let me take you around this piece. You've got a very nice designed butt plate right there. Loving this look. I much prefer this type of stock to this type of stock. Now don't get me wrong, I still like this, but I much prefer the more sleek look in this type of stock. Now naturally, it is a retractable stock and you have many different positions. Yep, I think that's it. Nice. And you've got a single, number one. Moving along, you've got your rear sling points, your charging handle, your fire selector switch. Let's have a listen and feel. HK416, anybody? Sounds and feels good to me. So you have your safe, semi and full auto. Then moving back towards the top again, loving this full metal drum style sight. I believe another name is diopter, or if you like, diopter. And having it on the number one position gives you the largest sight picture. There's two. There's three. And there's four. And then of course you've got all your basics here, your trigger guard, your grip with some nice texturing on the sides, and you have it on the back as well, and that single point right there that enables you to hold on to this, I believe, quite comfortably. And then on the base, that's where you would access your motor if you ever need to. Now if you're wondering why is that there, well that's the brother or the cousin, or it's in the family, yep, to this one. They're both Specna Arms. I've already done a review on that one. I'll put the end screen link at the end of the video, funny enough. So as we move along, let's get back up to this generous amount of rail space. And again, I'm loving how it just transitions seamlessly into the two different colours. And then we get back to what I would usually refer to as a mock bolt release. And I'll show you why I say usually when we get over to the other side. So continuing here, you have your Specna Arms trades, the serial number, the caliber, and then we get to the very cool positioning of your first QD sling point right there. Now, whilst I'm showing you this, are you picking up on how nice the finish is on this? And as we move along, you get to your front sight, which is adjustable. But let me just show you the sight picture. It's pretty cool. So looking through your rear sight, you can see how that will be quite handy if you use the number one position on your rear sight, especially if you're doing CQB. And then, this is what sets this apart from my other M4 type platforms. Would you look at that muzzle device? Have you noticed a reoccurring theme when it comes to Specna Arms? They don't just settle with giving you a bog standard flash hider a lot of the times. You are going to get something pretty special and pretty cool at the front of their primaries. So moving it around to this side, you've already seen the stock, your rear sling point, of course your grip, trigger guard. But then right here, you have your mock forward assist. More Specna Arms branding, Specna Arms hologram, Specna Arms sticker, and then you have your mag release and your dust cover. So, as you may or may not know by now, when you pull your charging handle back, that opens up said dust cover, revealing your hop-up adjustment. Now remember I was talking about this not being a mock bolt release? And this is exactly why, because when I pull the charging handle back, your mock bolt remained open. So you don't need to hold onto it or anything like that to adjust your hop-up adjustment. It just stays open until I press this. Nice. Now you may be thinking, meh, so what? Well, I tell you so what. Many airsoft rifles don't do that. Many of them, you have to hold that back to keep the bolt open or mock bolt open. So I think that's a handy, neat little feature. But then again, quite a few do have this too. And then of course, we get to your other QD sling point. And again, I'm loving the tactical positioning of this QD sling point. Now, if you're thinking, why am I making such a big deal? Well, believe it or not, with all the rifles I have in my airsoft armory, and don't worry, I'll be doing another complete armory update soon. This is a first, having them angled and positioned like that. Again, I have to say, nice. And again, I find myself having to bring your attention back to the finish on the receiver and the Riz handguard. Both have undergone the process of anodizing. And even the coating or the painting of this wasn't some standard process. It was done using powder coating and sandblasting, which all plays hand in hand into ensuring your primary looks as beautiful as it did from the day you first took it out of your box. Well, for as long as possible. So, how do you get the battery pack in? Well, there's two ways. There's the official way where you actually take the stock off, or you can cheat like me, and I say cheat even though this probably will take longer, but you will save your fingers and your fingernails. Just use an Allen key, take the butt plate off, and you can get your battery in. Or you can actually take the stock off, which is how you're supposed to do it, but it is so difficult sometimes, especially when it's brand new. So I'm gonna take the easy route. And look, it all shoves in nicely. So the first thing I want to do is make sure it fires and it works correctly. There's nothing in the mag, nothing in the chamber, but good muscle memory. Remove the mag. Here we go. Let's try it first on semi-auto. Let's see what this sounds like. Oh, very slappy. Oh my goodness. This literally sounds as far from an AEG as you would normally expect an AEG to sound. You know, a lot of AEGs have got that slight whirring noise when you're pulling the trigger. You get no such sound with this bad boy. This sounds like it's firing proper rounds. Well, I'm joking, you know what I mean. Listen. Okay, so you got your full metal mag. It's a high cap, so you know what I'm gonna say, don't you? Anyway, takes 300 rounds, fill it up with BBs, and by the way, you can get an array of different weight BBs from Specna Arms, but they didn't send me any .20s. So, you know, over here in the UK, industry standard, when you're testing airsoft rifles and stuff, it's normally .20s, and that's what I'll be using for the chrono and the accuracy test. But to get even better performance out of this bad boy, .25s, maybe even .28s. Lovely! And now, you know, with most high cap mags, you have to turn a wheel at the bottom just to wind it up so the BBs appear right there. With this one, as shown earlier, it comes with a key. Do you know what this reminds me of? You know the old school clockwork toys? Anyway, here we go. There you go. And once you see your first BB appear, give it a few more winds. There you go. Did you hear that funny clicking noise there? That's your audible indicator to stop winding. Right, let's do this. And before I commence the shooting test, little disclaimer. Out of the box, if you live in a country where there are no sort of restrictions to FPS, similar to the UK restrictions, your bad boy will be tested and you would expect to get these sort of results from the chrono. So do expect to get anything from 400 FPS upwards more like 420 straight out of the box. But if you buy one of these in the UK, you should be looking at anything around the 340 to 350 FPS. And as with all of these Specna Arms rifles, you always get an alternative spring. Very consistent. I'm loving that. You were looking at around the 345 FPS, which with most, if not all sites in the UK is perfect, and many other sites worldwide. Time for the dagger, 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 dagger. Oh, she sounds nice. We're getting 348.9 FPS with a nice, healthy 18 rounds per second. Okay people, you know the drill. I'm gonna try and land 4 there, 1 there, and I will absolutely empty the mag. Here, or maybe even here. Oh, and I must point out though, there's always a little, little risk every time you buy targets in massive bulks the way I do, because as you get down this bulk of targets, you never know when things start to go a bit flawed. Look at the smudge on that. I should ask for my money back. Anyway, let's do this. Wait now, hold on a minute. I just need to confirm something. Wait, let me just get my iPro back on. Oh my goodness, that is pretty decent. You almost are able to empty the mag on one set of winding the mag. Usually with high caps and other AEGs, halfway through firing non-stop and full auto, or even less sometimes, you have to start winding again just to get more BBs up to be fed. This bad boy almost empties the mag on one set of winding. That deserves a double nice. Nice. And let's get down to what really matters. Look at the results of the accuracy test. As you can see there, on my first attempt, I was finding my feet, so the first shot landed down there, and then one landed up here, but then I started to bring it on home, come across, and then as I got more confident with this rifle, you don't get much tighter than that. If I could have just adjusted myself a bit better, that would have tore out the center of that X, but that is pretty. Look, there's literally no distance between all the shots. They're all grouped together. That is possibly the tightest I have done to date. And then right there, that speaks for itself. Almost. Oh, almost. And then of course, complete destruction down here. So there you go people, that was the unboxing and the initial tests and, overview of the Specna Arms H06M1 carbine replica. You can also get this bad boy in all black if that takes your fancy. You can also get, within this sort of Specna Arms rifles family, a more higher end version of this, and I believe lower end versions too. For what you get, this is pretty decent in terms of value for money. I did put up some spec near the beginning of the video. Do check the video description if you want to see a bit more. Again, yes, this was kindly supplied to me from Specna Arms via Gunfire, but these are now available widely across our planet, yeah? Not just in Poland or Europe or the UK, but America and other countries again, worldwide. So this is a solid rifle. It feels very solid in the hand. It's got a nice balanced weight to it. I must say the finish overall on this rifle at this price point is beautiful. Yeah, the stock at the back, that's a bit rough here and there. However, the handguard, the Rizrail area, gorgeous finishing on that. So as always, this is just my initial look at this thing out of the box, brand new, not been fielded, not been used, apart from me testing it here on camera. What are your experiences with this specific rifle if you already have it, or Specna Arms as a whole? Because I know not every, or in fact, I don't know one airsoft manufacturer that is absolutely perfect. Not even TM, okay? So, give me your thoughts down in the video description. My initial thoughts, this is a solid rifle and it's a beauty. And the accuracy out of the box, pretty decent. So thanks again to Specna Arms. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time on the Airsoft Mike YouTube channel.